Everyone. First of all, thank you so much for joining the Premier Technology and Innovation Confluence, the third edition. Good morning. I'm Riya. I'm your moderator for today. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this insightful discussion on AI in everyday life, bridging the gap between technology and humanity. As you all know, artificial intelligence is no longer a concept, right? It is here, seamlessly integrated in our day to day life. From personalized recommendations to uh, you can definitely ask anything to AI and may it be healthcare diagnostics, may it be any industry, AI has just spread in each and every industry. But as AI continues to evolve, I think there are some challenges which we all might face or we are already facing. So today I would like to get to know from you deep about this topic. I welcome you all. I am Riya, your moderator for today. So, first of all, I would like to thank Ajay Bairagi, the founder of Business Fame, for hosting this Premier Technology and Innovation Confluence. And thank you all for joining us today. Today we have Lata, we have Sunish, Kranti, and Venkat. Before we head into the questions and before it gets interesting, I would like to know from each one of you a bit about yourself. Let's start with Lata.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Lata Ramamurthy, and I'm working as a technical product manager in JP Morgan Chase. Nearly over 2 decades of experience driving innovation and intersection of technology, driving strategy, and my focus mainly on building AI-powered product that solves real-world problems, especially in financial services. All my 20 years of experience into banking, financial services, and I'm also a member of Senior IEEE, and also I'm doing a mentorship at ADP List, and I'm truly excited to be here to explore how AI is shaping our everyday lives and helping bridge a gap between the cutting edge technology and human centered experiences.
Welcome you, Lata. It's our pleasure to have you in the panel today. Uh,
Thank you.
may I have, yeah, thank you. May I have Sunish to be the next?
Sure, my pleasure. So my name is Sunish, and I'm a senior director of software engineering for Clarivate Analytics, formerly known as Thomson Reuters, based in Philadelphia. Right now, I'm in India, halfway around the globe, a 1 month long business trip, a hybrid mode trip. So I'm very much into AI ever since 2012, when I was actually working for health tech, a very famous health tech company, and we were actually exploring some NLP algorithms on, that's on extracting information on patient data, and that's when we initially started with AI. So recently, when somebody mentioned, about AI and Sam Altman invented AI, I was like literally furious about it. It did not happen yesterday. It did not happen last year. AI has been here for a long time. I actually wrote a paper on AI myths and facts. And in fact, one of these ethical AI papers were dated back in 2019 during one of my MS courses that I did in Wilmington. I mentioned the same thing. I'm also a chapter president for Applied AI Association for the Philadelphia chapter. And I'm also in the advisory board for strategic AI program in a few universities, two universities mainly, Oklahoma universities and OLLU, Our Lady Lake University. So yeah, that's my journey so far, and I'm looking forward. I'm implementing AI in my day-to-day career and looking forward for more and educating for more.
Wow, that's amazing to know, Sunish, especially about your paper as well. I would like to know more about the paper, facts and myths of AI. Moving on to next is Kranti.
Definitely. Hello, everyone. This is Kranti Kodavati. I'm a technical project manager at Deloitte Consulting, and my day-to-day work involves mostly with the AI and the background data around it, mostly with the cloud and AI infrastructure, as well as the various data cycles around it. I primarily work for healthcare clients, helping them transform their current industries from the traditional ways to AI. Coming to my personal profile, I'm a senior member of IEEE as well, and also as a member of a Frontier, and also a member of ACM as well. And Currently, I'm working on a couple of what we call as an AI agents and some cool work around the different AI initiatives. How we can help the business turn around into a real-time world infrastructure.
Amazing. Congratulations for your journey so far, Kranti. Uh, and lastly, we have Mr. Venkat.
Hi everyone. I'm Venkat. I'm living in US and I am currently working for Google as a senior engineer. And my day-to-day task is like working and researching on the AI models and innovative technologies across like the machine learning aspects of it. Basically, I am a supply chain engineer from the beginning. I have like 20 years of experience in the supply chain. And then from past 5 years onwards, I've joined into Google to enhance their skills and apply the most green supply chain available so that it'll be more sustainable and more environmental friendly aspects of the AI and how to make sure that AI gets more responsible. Apart from that, I am advisory board member for two of the international journals and also AIEEE members. Thank you.
Good.
Happy to have you, Venkat. Great to know you all. It's my pleasure to be the moderator for today's panel. Uh, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Ajay Bairagi, who is the founder of Business Fame. Ajay, along with being the founder of Business Fame, wherein he features C-level executives and he sheds spotlight on emerging entrepreneurs and the C-level executives as well. Along with being the founder, recently Ajay has turned into an author as he launched his book, Oops, Too Much Noise. We'll talk about it more at the end of the session. And myself, I'm Riya. I'm founder of Scriberlee. I am a writer and a trainer by profession, featured in Forbes India for providing quality content. Let's start with today's discussion, and I am so excited to hear from you all. My first question is a basic question. It's for Lata, and the question is, how is AI transforming daily consumer experiences?
Of course, AI is really becoming our silent partner in our day-to-day lives, isn't it? Whether we are shopping online or getting recommendation on
Yeah.
what to watch or talking to a virtual assistant, AI is really behind the scenes to make those experience more personalized and convenient. For example, think about how Spotify curates playlist, right? Based on your mood, or how Amazon suggests products that you didn't even know how you need it or you really need to buy it. So those are the powered by AI algorithm that learn our preferences over time. Even in customer services, AI chatbots can now handle many issues instantly without making us to wait on hold. So it's not just about cool tech, it's about making everyday interactions smoother and smarter.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Recently, I was having a talk with one of my students. So I also teach in some universities. I was having a conversation with my student, and when I asked him, "Why are you always alone? You do you have friends?" On which he replied that ChatGPT is my only friend wherein I discuss everything over ChatGPT. And I think it is a bit scary that people are relying absolutely on it. Actually, he showed me his feed as well. And he had asked questions like, I mean, how we chit chat with friends. So for me, it was a bit scary because this also intends and points out that people might go, I mean, lost connect with each other and they can fully depend on AI. Having said that, my next question is for Sanesh. What ethical challenges arise from integrating AI into everyday life?
It's a very good question. AI, believe it or not, as Lata mentioned, it's already integrated into your life one way or another. And the only question is how far you know about it or not. If you have an Alexa device on your at your home, or if you use Alexa or any of these ChatGPT or any of similar things in your personal computing devices, you are using AI in your everyday life already. So it's already impregnated into our, day-to-day life far more than what we think. Ethical challenges is key. I have a few examples to state. Like if you ask to Alexa, like 2 months ago, if you ask Alexa, are you politically biased? Alexa will not answer. It will just shut down. It will not give you a reply. But recently, it started answering that exact same question, saying, I am trying to be not politically biased, right? So that is that's one of the key thing where you think about how can we bring in some of these ethical policies into AI, right? When something is listening to your everyday conversation, the first thing that come to your mind about ethics is your privacy concerns. Like how far you are into people's private lives, how far the AI is learning things from people who believe that it's a conversation between the person and their spouse and not anybody else. And yes, somebody else is always hearing and somebody else is always learning from it, right? So that privacy and security, data security concern is the first challenge that I would point out. Um, the next thing I would say is bias is key. I used to be a trainer, a corporate trainer for unconscious bias for a previous company that I used to work for. And you might have seen this example of Google Gemini when they launched first. There was a big ethical problem. They tried to unbias AI with biasing it in the other direction. And soon AI started altering facts with biased input or anti-biased input, which is, founding fathers of United States became, non-white folks, which is untrue, right? Like when you try to anti-bias AI with non-facts or with falsified information, it just quickly learns it and interprets the same thing. So it's a challenge with AI on how to ethically undo the bias at the same time justify the truth or represent the truth. Now you cannot trust AI to say truth. That would be the third challenge that I would say in terms of AI and ethics. There are a lot more other smaller, more like hypes. I've mentioned it, some of them in my myths and facts of AI, the paper, where people believe AI is going to displace all the jobs. I just believe that AI is, if some of you, at least some of you who is at least old as I am, you would know the time when computers came in. There were political unrest and protest against digitalization of data and computers, that computers are going to replace all the jobs. And now what happened? Most jobs are built by computers, right? AI is just another wave of technology, and it will increase efficiency. It will not displace all the jobs, but at the same time, it will alter the way people work. There is going to be friction, there is going to be changes, and human beings are always having that inertia to change. And we will have to go through it for AI. That will be the last, but my least concern.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree with each point which you mentioned here, Sunish. Great, amazing to hear from you. My next question is for Kranti. What role does AI play in personalizing customer experience, especially in retail?
Yep. So pretty much, I just want to share my real-time experience before, I mean, telling about what how AI is helping people around it, right? So if there is a famous consumer supplies food and beverage chain called Walmart in US. So Walmart has its own app called own app. Whenever you went into the store, the app recognizes your location and tells you like where exactly you are in the which store you are in, and it all together changes the experience of the app, saying that hi, I'm in an in-store mode. So as soon as I come out of the store, it will goes into the normal app. So it started giving the recommendations as well as it started giving the. I mean, I don't need to go to the line to pay the bill to come out of the store. I just need to scan it in the app and come out of the store, so that it automatically deducts the money from my wallet. So it's started giving the experience, whereas for the retail customers, right? That's one of the example where it's changing altogether your shopping experience. You don't have to stay and stand on the lines. You don't have to provide anything. If you want to get into for example, if you want to cook something, it will give you all the ingredients and the aisles and everything wherever you're not. So that's one of the example, right? Even if basically someone need to be sitting at the end of the store to validate what we purchased and everything. So here, there are some cameras, some AI machines checking your card, saying that hey, you already paid for all these things. Similarly, Amazon has its own stores where you just scan your Amazon ID, go inside and come back, come out, pick whatever you want and come out. It will deduct the money from your wallet. So similar to that, along with the retail, in the fashion industry as well, people are coming out with the innovation saying that you don't have to try everything. You just you just go stand in front of an AI and start working on it. Recently, I was watching one of the NVIDIA's conversations where the NVIDIA CEO was presenting saying that, hey, you don't have to be a real live in that place whenever you want. It's just to sit in front of your machine and and technically your hologram or something will be standing there or it's in the screen you will be there and you can actually visit or connect with them, everyone sitting at one place. So coming to that, basically in the retail industries, there will be a lot of changes coming in the future. Either it's in the front end or the back end, the way they are operating, because basically in the maintaining the inventory is a big thing. So AI is helping them to maintain the inventory, helping them with increasing the customer experience. Also, along with the customer experience, it's also helping them to understand how better they can service the customers. So that being said, AI is everywhere. So, but the big concept over there is like everywhere there is a something called as a human in the loop concept. People does not want to trust 100% for the AI. So the human in the loop concept is helping them to understand how AI is learning, behaving, and helping people to work in a better way, come up with a better suggestions or kind of understand how different they can that they can operate their business. Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for shedding light on this topic, Kranti. As we are talking about how AI is influencing our day-to-day decisions. I also know people who ask AI if they're confused what to eat. There are some people who also ask about their astrological charts and stuff to AI just to take some decision. And I think that is a bit scary again. Having said that, my question for Latha is how does AI influence everyday decision-making process?
You already enlightened on some of these examples that I was going to talk about it, like having a recommendations on where to eat, where to go, what to buy, even what to wear, right? Like, for example, I use Google Maps every day and I commute almost like 2 hours from and to. So I use Google Maps just for the directions, right? It also gives live traffic, and it's just not routing where to go. It about also giving real congestion, accidents, constructions. So that's AI, right? Helping me to decide when to leave and how to get faster. That's one of the examples that how we've been influenced in a way that it's good because that helps you make your decisions faster, right? Because otherwise, we can't imagine that how long it's gonna take for me to reach from my source to destination. Even when managing the finance, AI is at its work, right? Like budgeting apps like Mint or even the mobile banking platforms use the AI to analyze spending, right? Like suppose you're in a month you're spending so much, then you get an alert saying that hey, you spent more on dining more than usual. It's like it's giving you a warning and also giving you suggestions on how you should be managing your finances. And in the health, in terms of the health, we all have a smartwatch, right? That reminds me, like if you would have had experience wearing Apple Watch, every 1 hour it says that, hey, stand up, be there, like you have to walk. Like it kind of reminds you to drink water, breathe, even irregular heart rates, right? Like it's just not a technology that AI is translating data into a meaningful, actionable insights that actually changes our behavior. So we're making a lot of decisions using AI. So it is definitely influencing our life. But it is for us how we take, how we shape, and how we optimize usage of AI.
Absolutely, absolutely. I sync with you completely, Lata. I feel here, just to add one point, to use AI because we are at times overly dependent on AI, as you were mentioning right now. I feel there should be age limit to use AI as well because I have seen nowadays little kids they use AI for their math calculation for like answering some historical questions and stuff as well. So
Yeah.
I think somewhere there should be some boundaries to it as well.
Absolutely right. Like my son, so when I work with him for some of his class studies homework, and especially when math, he's like, for even summing or subtractions, like any homework, he's like, Alexa, can you give me the answers? Like, even like
Yeah,
you might have seen, like Alexa speaks husky voices, so you don't
yeah,
even hear louder. So they just
correct.
work with Alexa and get it. They're like, I feel that the brain usage is getting reduced
Reduced.
when
Yeah,
more of these
yeah,
technologies
true.
come into place in
Mhm.
our lives. Yeah.
And
I have
and
a
I
story
feel.
with my nephew on that. Like he was
Mhm.
trying to recite his homework with Google. Hey Google, tell me this answer, and then he's trying to write it down, and Google just keep on going. Hey Google, can you please speak it slow because I got to write it down. I have to present this tomorrow. So that's the time when you're really kind of like, okay, this is we are too much dependent on these things nowadays.
Yeah. That happened with me as well. So even my nephews, they do the same stuff. They'll just ask Alexa or Google for their math solutions and stuff. So I feel, I mean, we need to work on that as well because even AI is smart. I feel these kids are smarter than AI and they know
Yeah.
how to use it better than us at times. So.
I don't
It
know if
works
they are
both
smarter than
ways.
AI, but they are definitely smarter than the adults in harnessing the power of AI. So that's where the challenge arises. The
Yeah.
way we use it in a systematic way, instead the way they hack it around and find the loopholes through it is amazing. How
Yeah,
their brain works.
true,
Yeah, and
true.
also it will
Yeah.
help. I mean, we try to think the other way. It's not only just spoiling them, but also helping them to be their own. Like my second grader, my kid, she I mean, she has to do a project like Sonia Sotomayor or like anybody, the first Hispanic woman in this. So if you have to research and help her out and with the laptop and show her all the details rather than, yeah, go ahead and ask Google. She's going to explain you and ask it to tone it down as a second grader would do it. And then she was like coming and asking, and then she was trying to understand as if she is a coach or a teacher who's helping her more rather than we putting a lot of efforts. So that took out some of my time to do something else rather than being there for her and all those things. And also a lot of adaptive learnings as well, apps, right, which help them to progress. I mean, yeah, good or bad.
It's altogether,
Yeah,
I think, a
it's
different topic to talk about. Yeah,
like
is it a
it
bone
is
or
up to
curse?
us
Yeah.
to make it use wisely, right? Not
Yes,
just completely depending on.
that's correct.
That's correct. So basically, creating balance between automation and human. Yeah. So my next question is about the same stuff for Mr. Huyankat. How can AI maintain balance between human as well as like automation touch?
Yeah, this is a really great question. Thanks, Ria. Um, the question of how artificial intelligence can maintain the balance between automation and human touch is absolutely critical as we integrate into more and more aspects of our lives into the AI world. It's not just the efficiency, it's about preserving what makes us human and increasingly human as like in an automated world, right? Like the high faced world. It's really important that AI helps us to take away the mundane and repetitive tasks. But to make it or like to do it right way, we need to focus on few key things, right? Like first, AI should be made with people in mind. Think about, I mean, like think about the designing app, like which Lata was talking about, right? It shouldn't be finding the fastest route, but it should be easy to use for everyone, including the people with disabilities, right? We need to ask people what they need and what and want, and like we need to build the apps based on what's the what is the people's need rather than what's technically possible, right? And then the second one is like AI should help us to do our jobs better but not to steal them. Imagine a construction worker is using AI powered tools to help uh, to find out the solutions to how to lift a heavy materials. The AI makes the job easier and safer, but the worker still has to use his skills and judgment. It's about AI helping us more efficiently and being more creative in the endeavors. It shouldn't be like replacing the human. And the third one is like if AI needs to know when to ask for a human help, like Kranti was telling about the human in the loop kind of thing, right? When you're dealing with your bank online, a chatbot might handle simple queries or like inquiries or something like that. But if you're trying to report a fraud or a complex situation or or enriched conditions of the customer, it should quickly connect with a real person and help them like give it to solve for the complicated solutions with a human in the loop. And then like the fourth one we have, we should understand and respond to our feelings, like I mean, we're doing that like nowadays. There are many models which have come like Sophie and Amia and all the stuff. But imagine AI apps that helps people with anxiety, right? It can tell when something is feeling stressed based on their voice or their typing. It can offer caring or calming exercises or connect them with a therapist. It's about making AI more like a good friend, not just a machine which is giving us the answers, right? So, and the other way we can do it, like fifth option we can have is like AI should easily understand, right? Like, so AI should decide you don't qualify. Like, let's say one of the examples which Sunish was also explaining earlier, like if AI has been trained on the bias, right? Like if it has uh, we have used it as a uh, hiring assistant or something like that, and it has worked on the data where only male applicants were selected as managers in the past, right? It has bias in selecting male applicants, even though they are unqualified or not equally qualified or something like that, right? So these biases can creep in, right? Or like in loan applications, if you don't know what's what's and how the applications have been denied and all those things. It becomes like a black box, right? If if AI collects and uses our information, so and it gets trained, so in the societal biases is applied. So we should make sure those are that there will be clear rules and keep AI safe and fair for everyone. Basically, we want AI to work alongside us, not to replace us. It should make our lives better while still keeping the human connection. We need to build trust by making AI helpful, understandable, and being very fair. I mean, these are the key factors that we need to incorporate to make sure AI has a human touch in it without losing the sense of being more robotic or um, mission oriented stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do agree with you. We can treat it as our friend rather than a machine. Yeah, definitely. Sunish, we were talking about biased, unbiased stuff, right? So my question to you is, what steps are needed to ensure AI systems remain unbiased?
I mean, the answer is very simple, right? Like as the name says, AI is artificial. It's a human-made intelligence. So we just need to dig a little deeper into how it is being made. AI just learns the data that we feeds it, right? So it's just a machine that learns based on things that we tell the machine that this is true, this is what happened, these are the facts that you can learn on, and the machine just learn on it. So as long as you keep that data the way you want it, unbiased and based on facts. So like there is, as I mentioned before, there is always a tendency to fight bias with anti-bias. You remove that. When it comes to AI, we have to make sure that things that we are feeding it is truth-based more than bias-based. And then comes bias, right? Like how we can give bias as priorities on top of the truths. So we have to layer the way the data sets are being fed into AI. The learning sets has needs to have a different layering mechanism where the truth comes to the first layer, then comes what are our priorities and bias, right? So if we meet that, that's the first thing that we can do to make sure that the AI is unbiased. And as Venkat mentioned before, whatever we do, AI, when it starts learning on its own, it takes a course of its own. So the next step is to put in some checks and balances, some preventive measures, or not preventive, like some reactive measures to prevent greater or worse outcomes from AI. Like how can we see if we have created a model and if the model is functional and it is giving necessary outcome, how can we take that continuous feedback loop, feedback mechanism, and make sure that AI is unbiased, maybe with a different model or maybe with a human intervention on a random sampling basis. But anyhow, whichever mechanism that we use, that feedback mechanism and a vetting on a reactive basis to whether this AI model is producing the way that we want things to be. For example, the Amazon resume problem. You might have heard about how biased got the Amazon's resume inspecting model that they built internally on how biased it could quickly get without any bias in the data. They just fed it the truth, but the outcome was heavily biased. So they were able to interject or they were able to intercept it pretty quickly and shut it down if needed be. Right. So that's the second layer of security in terms of take that feedback, make sure it is doing right. If not, shut it down if needed be, or correct if possible, right? Um, those are the two big things on AI. Like first, make sure you feed the data right, and make sure what you get out is right too. So that's a simple two-layer mechanism that I would propose to make sure we have an unbiased AI model.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just to
Mm.
just Just to add on top of it, right? So pretty much
Mhm.
how the real-time AI implementations are currently working right now is everywhere we want AI to learn, but we don't want AI to learn what is beyond what it's supposed to do. So they're pretty much the role-based access controls and everything are in place, so that we need to set it up in a such a way that hey, if you're going this road, this is not the way it is expected to be. So basically, instead of giving a generic answers, it says like I'm still learning. Uh, yeah, I'm still learning. Basically, this is what is happening, and not to give any inaccurate or improper answers.
One
Yeah.
of the biggest faults is that one of the biggest challenges that we are going through right now is when AI learns on top of generated artifacts by another AI.
That's
That's when things get really sketchy. So at Clarivate, we are actually having a lot of new AI, facilitated research tools. Like a lot more new AI development is happening. Few of it is proprietary, so that's why I'm a little sketchy on what to say, what not to say. But we are releasing a lot more AI based tools that will help researchers to find the next level of research. But at the same time, what we are seeing is a lot of research and also a lot of research artifact that is coming into light that are being published in modern day is also AI generated, or at least have an AI generated component in it. So we are being unknowingly or knowingly, we are being a part of that cycle where AI is generating something and learning from what it generated and learning back from what it generated. So that completes that the same circle on the fact is going in circles within AI and its own interpretation. That circle is something very dangerous, and we still need more methods on how to prevent that.
true.
Yes, we certainly do. With it, my next question is for Kranti. What measures should be taken to protect privacy in an AI-driven world?
So that's a very big question, right? So if you guys are using Instagram or something, your phone is always listening into what you're doing. So as soon as you talk something, some topic out there, your phone immediately starts showing those kind of advertisements. It happens more with the Androids and rather than iPhones, because Android is a developer tool, whereas iOS is not. So since a developer friendly tool and Android, it's easily able to hack. So people are trying to create their own interfaces, kind of, rather than going for an open source or getting the open source LLM data. So what people are trying to do right now is, some of the measures which people are trying to do is go for an enterprise level licensing and make sure you restrict your data, not to go to the data. The data should not be going outside of your network, and making sure the LLMs are actually used in the way they were supposed to be, and they're putting AI on top of AI to validate what they are trying to get. That being said, the measures are actually human in the loop is one of the measure that, and also there are certain measures like whether it's as Sunesh was mentioning, right? There are systems in place like role-based access controls and kind of uh, kind of other conventional AIs and non-conventional AIs are placed in place so that the information is secured, and also whatever the information it is getting stored within the systems are accurately within the same environment or infrastructure, and the securities of each of the systems should be in such a way that whatever the data what they're getting out of AI is accurately measured and stored, so that it is used only for the information purpose, not for generating an actions out of it. So there are measures in place with AI. The measures should be in place. At the same time, we need to make sure whatever the AI is learning is controlled in such a way that the conventional or whether it's unconventional or unconventional, the information should not go out of the network, and make sure the guardrails and everything are in place to understand what AI is doing, and work with humans to figure it out how can we improve it, or either to shut it down or make sure the AI is working helping humans rather than stealing their jobs or putting some new creative or unnatural contents. So I'll give you an example where what happened in the couple of years was sometime back with when the GPT was launched. So some lawyer identified a content for his court hearing, and he fought in the same way and won the case. Later, when people started analyzing it, they found like some of the half of the content which the AI has generated is false. So that being said, right? So we should not believe what AI is generating. First, we need to verify the content before sharing it. And in the same goes in the research areas as well. So rather than blindly believing the AI, we have to see like use Google or some other sources to vet that information if it's accurately is true or not. And
Yeah.
coming back to privacy protection, basically there are some options limiting the accesses and other things for the tools. So in that way, it will save your personal information rather than storing or using it or selling it in the black market.
Yeah. Yes, I do agree with you. So we're talking about AI, how it has developed over the years. But my question for Venkat is, what future AI advancements will have most impact on our daily lives? Like, do you, what do you think about this?
Oh, wow. So this has impact on almost every aspects of our daily life, right? Looking ahead
Yeah.
is dramatically it will reshape our daily lives. Like let's start with communications. They will become so seamless. AI will master all the natural languages of all the world, enable voice assistants to truly understand our intent and provide real-time and flawless language translations. Uh, this will streamline interactions with the technology and bridge the communication gaps between people rather than using the joysticks and all the stuffs. We naturally communicate with the machines and get the most out of it. And then the next industry which might be disrupted is healthcare, right? The healthcares will become deeply personalized for everyone. Like AI will analyze individuals genetics, lifestyles, and their health records, and it will build tailor-made treatments and predict the health risks based on their genetics. And dynamically they can also adjust the medications what needed for the different races. And it will, just we will be moving away from a one fit doctor approaches to generalized medicines towards targeted and preventive health care, which will enhance our humans to have more lifespan. And then the next industry comes in, like is we are already seeing that that's transportation, where self-driving vehicles and autonomous drone deliveries and all those things will be optimizing and enhanced and all those things. This, the basic benefits out of this will be like the traffic flows, yeah, even the signals, right? Like we can synchronize them based on the traffics and all those things, and it will also reduces the accidents and enhances accessibilities and reshape the urban landscapes completely, so that the logistical operations and the long haul operations will be like smooth and easier and economical. And the next one is like education sector, right? Like in the education sector, like AI powered platforms I was earlier discussing, and on the way my kid are also trying to learn things out of those things. It's like it pieces, right? Like I have two kids, and both of them are different. I don't have to I have to sit more with one person in one subject, another person in another subject. So but having this AI platforms, they will know where your kid lacks and what they need, and they spend the time in those areas, repeatedly giving them like customized instructions and support them. This is like an ensuring every student reaches their full potential with the help of AI in our day-to-day lives. And the next, it doesn't only help us in the personal ways, but also the community as a whole, like an urban environments, like will become very intelligent, the governments, the roads, and all those things. Like for example, AI will optimize. We have nest based learning thermostats are already in our homes, but like imagine that scaling that out to the community level. Like AI will optimize the energy consumptions, waste management, and infrastructure, creating more sustainable and efficient cities and homes. That's the next smart cities which we are looking at in the sustainability domain, right? And then, I mean, what is the collective feedback of all of these things? It'll increase your creativity and productivity, and it'll of every human will be like amplified, and AI tool will assist in creating processes and automation routines and freeing up humans for all the mundane tasks. And then it'll be more strategic and innovative endeavors will be like shown. But in sense, like AI will enhance our lives for greater personalization along with the efficiency and accessibility, promising the future that it is both exciting and transformative. We navigate this development very responsibly. It's not just like giving the whole strength, but like with a little bit of responsibility, and should be added to the this one. And these are the main things which comes to my mind, like when the advancements, and there will be many more use cases in the future.
Yeah, definitely there will be, but just a quick question with this. So I definitely agree that it is helping us to communicate better or to gain clarity about certain things, right? If whatever you want to eat, I mean, this is a small level, but yeah, it gives you clarity about certain topics as well. But do you think that AI can also help people gain courage and get the confidence which we need in the community?
Oh yeah, definitely, right? Like um, the prep talks and all those things are like, I mean, that's inherent natural language progressions which will help us to give more tailor based needs about what we ask and how it can enhance us to get us more tailor made solutions for us to get more enough courage to face, like maybe I have might have done, all of us have might have done a lot of Gemini searches asking about how do I do this? How do I do this? And is this the right thing? Am I qualified? Even LinkedIn does this today, right? Like, am I qualified to apply for this job? Right? It looks at your skills and it'll boost up. Okay, you have this skills and this job requires this skill. So maybe you need to work on this one, or you need to showcase your strength on this case, right? Like this will definitely encourage us and boost our confidences and
Hey, I
etc.
must say, ChatGPT have increased significantly my confidence in the kitchen. With all the serious. Yep. Yeah, I
So
fully agree. It is a similar version of what Venkat mentioned but in a completely different perspective. But yes, skills that you don't have, where ChatGPT can give you that little layer, or any AI can give you that little layer of comfort on, hey, I can patch this gap. You focus on the content. I can get you across the bridge with this. And
It can get you the recipe right now, Sunish, but making the food is on you.
exactly, exactly. But at least it can let me know what to do by when, and what should I
Yes.
exactly like, how much masala powder should I take, how much other stuff should I take, and when should I mix, and what should be the oven temperature. To that detail, I can get, and I'm just a bot executing ChatGPT's commands, and it works. It worked a few times in the past, and that's the best part of it.
That's true.
That is the beauty of AI.
Ria,
Yep.
to add to what the questions you've been asking. So recently I attended one of the hackathon from college students. They were building, using AI, they were building an app to make them feel confident. Meaning, if I am planning on attending an interview or doing a presentation at college, they have the content. Of course, we have to prepare the content, but then this AI tools can help you when you speak in front of AI, and AI can suggest you, right? Oh, you've gone so nervous here, or you've gone too fast over here, or maybe the words that you have used is something that you may need to modify it. So given all of these suggestions implemented in our life, it's going to give more confidence, right? Yes, of course, I've prepared, but with these recommendations that I got using those, if I'm implementing that in my life, and obviously I feel more confident, right? Yes, I know where to go slow or pause or take a breath, or maybe give more examples or use the right word is going to make me feel proud. Yes, I am well prepared and I'm going to do it nailed out, right? So it is helping to answer to your
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, next question was for you, Lata, and the question was, how is AI helping to bridge the digital and human communities? So I think you have already answered it, but if you want to add anything, you can.
Of course, right. I am going to use the examples what Venkat was laying down and to add more onto it. It is one of the powerful things that AI isn't just the futuristic stuff. It is about how it is helping us to close the gap and the level how it is playing with people, right? Being traditionally felt out and how to have a conversations. For example, one of the topic that Venkat brought up about education. I recently read about a program in India where AI powered learning apps are being used in villages where schools has one teacher for dozens of students. So those kids don't have access to private tutors or advanced learning center. But now it's just one tablet and an internet connection. The apps can teach math, science, or English, or even any subject, and automatically adjusting to each child's level with the learning speed, right? For a kid who are struggling, then it slows down. For a fast learner, then it just moves on and gives the learnings very faster, right? So one example of those educations, and even in the healthcare, for example, that really got in my mind. Like one of a small clinic in South Africa was using an AI tool on smartphone to detect early signs of diabetic eye disease. So they didn't have a full-time eye specialist, but the AI system could analyze a retinal image and flag whether the patient needed further care. So that's potential lifesaver, isn't it? So in a place
It
where
is.
we don't have a hospital facility, but it can help you with early deductions and it can save humans' life. Another example where one of the language that Venkat was quoting, something as like a simple Google Translate on real-time subtitles. For example, in YouTube, if you're opening, then it automatically gives the language that you're into and it translates, right? So I know someone who started attending online coding classes from another country, but he didn't speak English fluently. But with the captions, he's able to grasp the informations and he could further resonate and learn better. So that way, one of the powerful tools that can help us in our real day-to-day life, right? So it's about how we've been thoughtfully using the technologies and how effectively we are using it. Just isn't AI isn't just about the innovation, but it's about the inclusion. It's about lifting up communities that have been overlooked for too long.
Mm. Yes, absolutely. With this, my last question is for Kranti. Which AI innovations are making technology more user-friendly in our day-to-day life?
Yeah, I can take continue with what Lata and Venkat was telling out, right? So one of the technological innovations are like Microsoft introduced Copilot, something as so what happens is they have integrated the Copilot to the Outlook of their complete Office stack. So if you want to write an email, they can suggest you the better grammar, or if you content, right? So if you don't need to think much about the content. You just need to give something saying that a glance of the email what you want to write, the AI can suggest you in a better way, or AI can understand like what exactly is what exactly you want to write, and it can suggest something what is the intent coming out of it. Along with that, even the same thing what they did is for the PPTs, right? So if you have, it can generate a content and the PPTs as well. So, I mean, it's kind of improving it, but basically, in previously, if you have to spend like 100 hours for a task, right now you're doing in less than couple of, I mean, not exactly 100 hours, but less than a 15 hours, 50 hours. So human life is something, but there are risks coming out of it as well. In the healthcare example which Venkat was telling, if AI is helping out you to understand the entire case, it knows what exactly your health profile is and everything. Similarly, your health premiums will also go up. So that being said, right, so there are ways which AI is helping us, but there are risks associated with it. And basically whatever the hard work which you used to do in the past, they can help you to simplify your work.
In simple, we have to say more of doing hard work, just do it smarter with these AI tools, right? Like why to spend an hour of thinking and writing, rather you have a AI who can simplify your life.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
about working
Uh,
smarter.
eh, yes, it is. Anyone would like to add anything to this topic?
I think you all pretty much covered it in a very funny way, but very deep facts
Yeah.
about our own future, especially in the digital world, right? Yeah, and yeah, even though it was a funny way, it went a thousand mile extra in terms of how much of an impact that AI has in our day-to-day life and the essence of ethics or the need of ethics on this level of engagement with AI. So thank you. I would like to add a big, huge thanks for Ajay and Yuria for conducting this panel discussion and giving me the opportunity to participate in it. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Absolutely, I ditto that. Thank you so much. I know it's too late in the India time, but you've been a very moral support and giving us an opportunity to speak our thought process, our way of thinking how this AI is helping. Thank you for that wonderful opportunity.
It's our
And even
pleasure.
I want to offer the same thing. Thank you for
Thank
giving us
you.
this opportunity.
Thanks, Ajay, and thanks, Riya. It was wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So let me just cover up a last thing before we conclude it. So, as we conclude this incredible session on AI in everyday life, bridging the gap between technology and humanity, I take this moment to express my gratitude to each and every speaker, every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was amazing to chat with you all, to deep dive in the topic and to know more from you, the insights and throwing the spotlight on different challenges which AI has and also how we are surrounded by it. Uh, this sorry, I would like to thank Ajay as well for hosting this amazing discussion. Thank you, Ajay. And thank you, everyone, all. On a personal note, Ajay and I recently, we both have turned authors. We have launched our book this year. And I, being the founder of Scriberlee, and Ajay being the founder of Business Fame, we have joined hands and we have supported seven entrepreneurs to write their book. So we have supported them in the book writing journey and published their book and our book through the second best publisher in India, Singapore, and Dubai. The books are available on Amazon, Flipkart, and Notion Press platform in 150 plus countries. Ajay's book is all about it is Oops Too Much Noise, which is all about the noise which we have around us and how we can still help each other grow. So basically, grow and glow together. And it also talks about network is net worth. My book is it is a mythology book. It is the name is Hanuman's Diary, mantras, meanings, manifestation, wherein I have given meanings of each and every verses in Hanuman Chalisa and Bajrang Ban. Together, we have worked with seven entrepreneurs and we have written books on AI, ML, IoT, and different technologies as well. And the books are already available in the market. We are the ghost authors. So, unfortunately, we won't. We won't be able to reveal the name here for the books. But in case in near future, whenever if you feel like starting your journey as an author, we are a shout out away, and you can ping us anytime. We are more than happy to help you. And of course, we do not rely on AI for writing the book. We humans, we do write the book by ourselves. So be rest assured about it. And yeah, thank you so much, each and everyone, for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you all. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Riya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you. Thanks to
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you.